streaming and go live. And we're live. Woot woot. Woot woot. We're actually turned on and everything. Yay. Wait for GitHub's branded Cloudflare to tell me to log in. Sign in off stream really quick. Okay. So let's go over some Shift RMM stuff. First of all, I've been working extremely hard on updating documentation, and that's going to be one of the first things we're working on tonight. Sorry about that. I had myself playing. Playing and not muted anyway. But, yeah. We've been working a ton on documentation, so if we go to the commit history here, a few commits on 28th, we added the agent install docs, so adding agents into Mesh Central, pretty important. And goes through like how to embed it on the website. So for my instance of it, we have the little link that takes you to a remote support. If I can spell my company name right. If you click on this remote assistant link, it takes you to a agent where you can actually download stuff. Or we could actually download the agent and it tells you like, hey, embed this into your website. And just how to do deployments in general. There's some copy pasta from Reddit that'll help you deploy with a batch script, which is nice. And then obviously downloading it with shell. I don't have a good Ansible way to do it because it requires a different key per box, which would be like the alternative to group policy. But usually in environments where you're deploying Ansible, you already have SSH, so that's not a huge thing. And one thing I do want to get into before we go into monitoring, I was talking with Shelby before the stream, and she's going to start doing artwork and helping me out with documentation. My spelling's gotten better, but it's still pretty atrocious at times, so definitely glad I'm going to get some help with that and make a roadmap of what needs to all get done. In order to do that, though, we need to get to our README. Yeah. New platforms. Are currently developing the following. Currently looking at instrumenting the following platforms with Telegraf. VMware. I should put vSphere. Where vSphere, what is it? vSphere, gosh, I hate that. I hate the spelling of vSphere almost as much as I'm pretty apathetic towards VMware. VMware vSphere is definitely one I want to do. Nginx logging's kind of a thing. MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server. Yeah, don't ask about the IIS logs. We all have a crappy .NET app we have to support, or yeah, just having logging for that. And then PHP error logging. Because it's becoming more and more where like developers aren't allowed to directly just have full access to the servers they're deploying, and they need a place where they could look at logs. So even if it's not visualized initially, it'll just be like, hey, here's how to scrape the logs, and it won't provide much information, kind of like how I did with Defender. Is just, hey, here's the events, kind of make of them what you will. It's still better than having them getting shoved into SQL database or something like that. Something where the developer and the sysadmin might not have access to both of it, so they can't troubleshoot together. And that's the nice part about monitoring tools, is a lot of them also have like a logging arm. And InfluxDB, the database itself, is going to get much better support for that. Thanks again, Shelby, for doing the artwork. So we'll commit that. I think that's enough terribleness to keep me occupied for a while. Yeah, vSphere, you can get a lot of information. It's just crappy that I have to like use vSphere more, which I get to at work, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, some of this stuff I'd like have no desire to use or set up at home, which is nice that Work's letting me use their equipment for instrumentation. And I do need to nudge my friend or my family member to be like, hey, heard you want to monitor some FortiGates. Please help. So we're going to make that commit really quick. Added desire, or added future support platforms to README. Also, that README is subject to change based on community interest, money, that kind of stuff. Kind of like it says, I don't think I have it in the README, but something I like to iterate. This is based on what I care about and what I get paid to care about. So that's why Proxmox was the first hypervisor, is that no one was paying me to instrument vSphere, but now Work is like, hey, this would be kind of cool to know. It's like, okay, let me do it on company time. Okay. So my day job's super chill about that. And actually, this helping out with a different thing at work, because it's like, hey, we need to monitor all this stuff. It's like, well, we need to get a good idea of what we're monitoring, so I wrote a little script that inventories stuff, which is fun. Enough about work. Now let's read other people's plugin commits. I noticed that there's a new OpenSense release, and what's really cool is they added Datadog output support, and I was going to look at that telegraf commit for inspiration, we'll say. Currently available plugins. So what we need to do is look at the commit history for the WireGuard. Oh, there's a WireGuard plugin for telegraf now? What? What? Peerless server endpoint. But yeah, we're going to go through the commit history. Branches, tags. Oh, I am not great with GitHub. I do most of my stuff on GitLab and don't feel like cloning the repo. README, BSD2. Where do I view commits? We're gonna look for Datadog. Datadog output. Alright, so the plugin version had to get changed. The plugin changelog got changed. That got bumped. That conf got bumped. So what the hell am I missing here? So if you look at the diff, they only edited the output XML, some fluff, like the plugin version, and then the Datadog section. So I wonder if I screwed something up in my version of it. And I was playing around with seeing if I could like look at the filter log easier, but that didn't go so well. this is just turning into switch profile, put the stream profile on so it's a tad easier to read. And I had a VS Code doc somewhere. Nginx previews. Oh, we also did enable scripting this weekend as well. So we did some Mesh Central and some just how to put the client on all the things. The server install is pretty well documented. It needs some love and care to say, hey, this works on the Red Hat family. I haven't tested on Fedora. There we go. But should probably work fine. Alright. So what did they add to the field that was different? He added a field input intrusion detection alerts. So data dog under enable. I wonder if I goofed up the spelling somewhere in here and that's what's messing me up. And the other part. Input. Or I wonder if I like misspelled OpenSense or cased it wrong or something like that. Because it looks like that's all this other person did too for this commit. This is hard. This is gonna suck to figure out. At least I know this part works. So before we troubleshoot that a little more, I'm just going to prove that it works. I do have telegraf working. Monitoring stuff, sign in, boards. We got our OpenSense board. I also need to commit the dashboard into Git. What? Oh, I think I set the alerts to forward to syslog. Crap. I need to sign in off screen. Oops. I also should set up MFA. Because this will show my public IP. Intrusion detection, admin. So what I screwed up on was syslog. Oh no. Yeah, what the hell? Should have alerts recently. Yeah, I do have alerts from today. So I need to check my telegraf config to make sure I didn't work it. Because it's still showing the... It's still showing I have an OpenSense firewall. And that's being monitored. Is it still showing like a OpenSense host or something like that? B OpenSense _ host. pfSense host OpenSense. Yeah, what the hell? Let's explore the data. Consider the data. Let's see, telegraf. Or it might just be I haven't had anything happen in the past hour. I forget that, like, boards, intrusion detection alerts aren't like CPU statistics. and your CPU is not always working. Oh, crap, there goes that theory. User, the local Etsy, telegraf.com. And I'll just rekey it after the stream. It's also not a huge deal because oh, it's cat, not nano. Yes, I'm using nano. I normally like VI, but it's just easier, or using stock VI is terrible. Change my mind. Name override, Suricata. Wait. Is Suricata in there and I'm just blind? Okay, no. I'm not blind. Good to know. OpenSense per CPU. Inputs.tail JSON var log. Is that the right file name? Nope, that's a JSON right there. I think in tail you can specify to do from beginning. Beginning true. We'll see if that works. We'll look it up in the documentation if I can't spell it, but I think that should work. Telegraf. Config user, or what is it? User local Etsy telegraf docs conf test. No, that'll do it. So now it should start shipping stuff in there, and we should have a buttload of alerts. I just want to make sure it's actually parsing things correctly and putting it in the database before I like automate the install of it. There we go. Look at all that sweet, sweet data. Alright, so we have data now, and we know that that's the right conf. Next, what we need to do is figure out how to get this to show up correctly. So let's go back to our notes, and we need to edit this file. Nano user local OpenSense MVC app controllers OpenSense. I wonder if I ever misspell OpenSense. No? So OpenSense telegraf forms. And I want to edit input.xml. Oh, I think that updated. Pretty sure. Intrusion. Alright, cool. Excuse me. Another thing is too is I could have pasted and typed differently. And now if we go back to the web UI, the web GUI, I think that doesn't, yeah. So let's go to telegraf input. So now there should be intrusion detection alerts. Yay. But now we need to add in this part, the if logic. And then ID is ID, label, type, checkbox. Copy. So now I need to go into nano. That's in user, local, OpenSense, service, template, OpenSense, telegraf. Telegraf.conf. I wonder if I borked the if I borked that part. And now I'm gonna paste that in. If helpers dot exists. Control W if dot helpers dot exists. Yeah. Oh. Helpers exists. So it looks like all this is actually there. Basing it off the Datadog one, OpenSense, and not equals empty. And we got a kitty. Got a kitty. You can see her tail. You a good kitty, Juge. Jujian. Julian. Jujian's a good kitty. Telegraf, intrusion, var, log, suricata. Yeah, I wonder if that was the problem. We'll find out here in a sec. So it looks like I did everything right, and I wonder if you need to like do a config CTL to reload everything. Would be the next guess, because it looks like I coded everything okay. So let's hard reload this page. Click that, click save. And now we should cat out Etsy, or user local Etsy telegraf conf. Alright, we give something out. Config CTL. All available templates should be in the following location, and they didn't update any templates.d thing, right? I wonder if I update the version, would that change it? So in the first one, or no, there's no configuration description. They're starting to mess with me a bit. So, naming convention. So if I save it, it's blocked out. So it's not taking the state. That's the weird thing. I wonder if there's like a way to reload the config? Or like reload the web GUI? And maybe that's why, is that it needs to reload the template? And I think I can reload the GUI without breaking my internet. That's the tricky thing, is I don't have like a VM that I'm doing this on. I'm being an idiot. Even though I could totally do this on a VM somewhere. But what's the fun in that? Alright, so what do we want to restart? Config D. That one looks like a good one. Config D. What is it? Control F HTTP. Let's encrypt, cron, DHCP, login, nginx, NTP, OpenSSH, PF, routing, Trojan, sysctl, syslog, telegraf, web GUI. Let's reload the web GUI. So I'm wondering if that will do it now, because the web GUI's had a chance to refresh all the templates and stuff. Next is we go back to assuming I can't spell or type, which is very, very likely. This texture's weird, but I like it. Alright. So now we're going to go back to services, telegraph, output, or input, intrusion detection, and hit save, then reload the page, and go, oh damn it, it didn't save to config. Yeah, I might jump in the forums and be like, hey, I'm trying to work on this plugin and this isn't going so hot, because the person on GitHub isn't being super responsive. So I wonder if I complain on the OpenSense forums, if it'll get more traction there. Shouldn't say complain, because I'm asking for help and actually trying to do something productive. Because there is the issue, where is it? Issues is open. Suricata. Yeah, no one cares about Fresh Clan. Yeah, this is like 3 weeks ago. So I'm not mad that like no one's assigned to, like Michael's not doing it. It's fine, it's just, I just need to figure out why the template's not reloading. And thankfully I like have all the information to drop in the forum. So we'll post in the forum, see if I get a response there, and then we'll keep looking at the spelling of it. OpenSense forum. Intrusion detection and prevention. Development and code review. I think this is where I want to go. Coding guidelines. So I want everything to be RESTful API detached. Moving on. Well, that's crappy. That 404s. Dude, there's some really solid, like, no copyright music. So that wasn't helpful. Development and coding. API client, vagrant environment for OpenSense, development environment. Doesn't look like there's anything in here, and I should probably log in. I know I changed the remote to my own Git repo. I know how to do that with Git, but is there a canonical way provided by OpenSense? Yeah, so we're gonna go back and search in the form for plugin not loading. See if that pulls up anything. Service crashing. That one was fixed, thankfully for me anyway. WebIF update to 21 stuck. I guess you could reload. I'm not reloading telegraf. Derp 100. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the lobby. I feel dumb. I feel kind of dumb. We're not reloading telegraf, and that's the plugin we're editing. I feel like a silly goose. Alright, there we go. So now let's reload this page. That plugin's there. So that's saved. Intrusion detection alert still doesn't load! It still doesn't load. I wonder if I go to the error logs if that'll help. Reporting. Insight? No, I don't have NetFlow turned on. That would be something cool to monitor, but I don't have the networking chops to make heads or tails of that. I have a weird knowledge of networking. WebGUI? Connection refused by peer, general. It doesn't look like there's anything incriminating in here. So we're looking for events that happened 8:35. Reload filter config schedules, exec system config event change. I wonder if I like goofed up the if statement. General web GUI, no, backend. Config D, config pi. Doesn't look like there's anything too goofy going on in here. Stopping and starting telegraph, proof point. Yeah, there's nothing too weird going on. So there's no like error logs coming out of here, which is obnoxious but also a good thing, which makes me lean towards it's like I'm screwing up the if check. So let's go back to that code snippet. Do I have the wrong object? OPNSEN, OPN. I have to make sure the casing matches, because I don't think by default it does absolute casing. So it doesn't look like, did they put an ID in there somewhere? So they edited the output XML. Hold up. There's a third one they edited. So they edited app controllers. They also edited a model. So I'm wondering if that's where I screwed up, because they added it in here, but it's not in the model. So I need to find where it's at in the model. I am missing a file. I knew this would be a great idea when I saw the changelog. I'm like, oh yeah, someone else has committed a plugin to this. I can probably look at it. So shout out to whoever the hell made this plugin. Mini Mug Mail. We'll go with that. Mini Mug Mail. However you say it. Thank you. So we're gonna assume I actually typed everything correctly, because I think I did. So I edited, was it models? Or did I edit, what the hell have I edited? Excuse me. I've edited the service. Yeah, I've edited the services OpenSense. So I've edited the controller, so it's probably in the MVC app somewhere else. So CD USR local OpenSense or OPNSense, however you say it. MVC app ls. So there's config models. So I would have edited app cd controllers ls cd opn OpenSense, ls. So there should be, yeah, CD telegraf, ls. And then, was that under forms? ls, yeah. And vim. Because even if I do get this to work, then I have to get it to map. Like, I have to figure out which files I edit in here, and then submit the pull request and hope that it works. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if I can get the actual bootstrapping done. And then I'll make the pull request, and then I'll start doing all sorts of bad things to telegraf plugins now that I know that, like, here's kind of where things are. Which I'm hyped for, because one thing I like about the telegraf plugin is that you can't put you can't like put stuff in there, but like you can't put arbitrary config in there, but it forces the plugin to be more GUI friendly, which can kind of suck for automation unless you feel like editing XML, but whatever. There's no NeoVim. Nano. So nano Control-Shift-V forms input.xml. Hey, there we go. There we go. No, don't save the buffer. I'm pretty sure I broke something. And boom. That's 3 spaces. That's weird. That's weird. Field, space, space, space. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what to believe anymore. ID. Wait, this is one I've already edited. Requires intrusion detection only needs to be stored locally. I have edited this. Haven't I? App controllers. Oh, I need to go to models. So CD user local OpenSense OPN MVC app CD models CD OpenSense CD telegraf. There we go. Nano. This thing. Shout out. As much as I'm sick of hearing Datadog ads. Shout out to whoever made that plugin. I think I want this input XML. Disk IO, yeah, this is what I want. So I need to add it into this and hopefully not break anything. So I need intrusion detection. Need to make a better name for this. So intrusion detection alerts type equals Boolean fields. Actually, the smart thing to do here would be copy this part. Copy, paste, and then KU, U, backspace, Boolean, B-O-O-L-E-A-N. So I just need to get rid of this. I can feel my brain thinking in Vim now. It's really weird. Cause like Nano's like, yeah, Nano, it's Nano. Like it's an editor. Could be better. Alright. Now here's the moment of truth where I see if I borked that. Okay, I didn't. So now we can go back to the telegraf plugin now that it restarted. Save. Oh! Oof. 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 Alright. Opening and ending tag mismatch indentation. At line 95. It'd probably help if I made that a closing tag. Close. Save. Now reload. Dope. And now we need a cat out. Cat, like the one on my lap. Cat. Alright, cat. User local Etsy telegraf. Telegraf.conf. Inputs.tail. JSON strings. Booyah. Booyah. Yay. Inputs.tail JSON varlog Suricata. Okay. So now I need to go into here. Intrusion detection alerts. Copy. Boom. There we go. So you have to edit the model and the controller, and then the view figures itself out. What is and isn't the MV, like, which is the M, which is the V, and which is the C in MVC frameworks confuses me. Not gonna lie. Bit of a brainlet. No. No. Then we made that change. Boom. So now I have to map that stuff, right? So I have to map where this goes to where this goes in the code base. So I'm going to make a fork, paste all that crap in, and then submit it. And I'll probably work on like dumping stuff out of a shift RMM if I still got time. Probably won't though. I'm going to be lazy and just use the web editor for GitHub. I'm pretty sure is the move here. So we're going to go to here. And we're going to go to fork. Oh, and I'll have to update the metadata too. That's gonna suck. Oh well. It's definitely gonna be worth it. I need to figure out where the WireGuard thing is, because it'd be cool to like monitor that. About the OpenSense plugins. So now I have my OpenSense plugin branch. So we'll pop that in a new tab. We'll go back. And we'll do I'm also gonna like make a post on Reddit about how I should feel about this, because it's like it's BSD class 2 license, and I'm looking at the like someone else's commits to do stuff. It's kind of like, am I doing the wrong thing here? Alright, so plugin, telegraf, agent for collecting, yeah. Alright, so inside this repo, we need to do net management, telegraf, net management, or I guess I should clone it. It shouldn't be that bad. Code. Oh yeah, I should probably do that at some point. Desktop. Let me just slide a key in here real quick once. Cat .ssh ID RSA .pub. See, that's why I did this off screen. SSH keygen YF .ssh ID _ RSA. There we go. Now I'm gonna have to sign in. Alright, cool. I accidentally catted out my private key, which is why you do that stuff off stream. By the way, pro tip guys. Alright, so we're gonna copy that down. Oop. Accidentally hit the minimize shortcut. Put this tab on boomer mode. And then cd into repos. And do a git clone. Yes. Oh, this repo's not that bad at all. I also forget, like, I'm not a broke college kid anymore, and I have gigabit symmetric internet and an enterprise-grade firewall, not like the $60 TP-Link one I got. It's what did way too much over. I never even put DDW or T on it, except like once, and then I flashed the firmware back. Good times. All right. Do you like my microphone, Kitty? Alright. Let's RM get Zach. I am slightly annoyed enough about that to make a bash alias. CD plugins. Actually, what I'm going to do is move plugins into OpenSense -plugins. So that'll keep the Git branch the same. It'll just keep my sanity better. Because what if I'm editing Telegraf and Telegraf has plugins and my brain will poo itself? I'll have a two-head moment. Alright. I don't know what versioning means, but I'm adding functionality, so I think it's not a bug fix. So, nvim, net, management, telegraf, makefile. So this should go to insert 10. Quit. And then nvim. Oop. Oh. And instead of make file, now I need to edit telegraf package description. And that should be 1.10.0 space space add Suricata Alert input or add intrusion. Yeah, that's not a proper noun. Intrusion detection and alert input add intrusion detection alert input. I think that's all we need to add. And now I need to map everything together. Oh, whoops. I don't care about this one. Qbang. I want to edit input XML. So now I need to find my OpenSense plugin, and this is the controller's telegraf input. So and then did form have a bottom on it when I started? I don't think it does because nothing else is spaced. Worst case scenario, they tell me shut the heck up and try again, but oh well. Alright, next one is this one. Control L? No. I always get L and U mixed up. Because Control U clears the line, Control L clears the screen. So NeoVim, pop that open. I want to go to the model, then add on to the bottom for the model. Or that's not right. I need to like get better with the Control Z, Control V kind of thing in Vim. Next one is going to be this one is the conf one. Nope. This song feels like a video game theme song and I love it. Add to playlist, no copyright. now this part maps to here. Get add star, or sorry, get add star, get status. I think there are just 5 files that they touched on this commit. Should say 5 change files. Yay. Okay. Commit tac m fixes whatever my problem was. What is my problem? Git commit fixes issues Suricata 2239. Number 2239. Add Suricata log eve.json. Input, git push origin master. Now I'm gonna submit a pull request because I totally know how to do that. So now I need to pull request. Oh, it looks funny because it's not on one line. So yeah, I end my own if, which is all I have to do. I'm not responsible for the Yahoo who did this for the one above me. So yay, I fixed my own issue, woo woo, and hopefully it should have the issue. I'm used to GitLab, that's the problem. So I forget which keywords you have to put in to get the ticket tagged into it or the issue. Figured out I needed to edit tick 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 tick. And I've submitted a pull request. I'm slowly learning how this development thing works. Then bonk 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 bonk. So now we play the waiting game. I helped open source tonight. Woo woo. This is the first like pull request I actually feel kind of confident about, where it's like I'm not breaking someone else's stuff. Plus, I love the OpenSense community, especially what's been going on recently with Netgate, and then realize that like, wait a minute, PF Blocker NG might not be open source, or the guy does a really good, or BB Can does amazing work but doesn't like sharing. That's not to take away from the fact that he helped me figure out how to do syslog formatted syslog instead of BSD formatted syslog, and I donated to the project because it's freaking awesome, and it was like the reason I stuck with PFSense for a long time. And then Netgate decided to make it proprietary, or to focus on the proprietary closed source fork that sounds like it's going to diverge, and then there was the crappy Netgate code thing. I'm like, that the UI is prettier. Yeah. It's still not bad. Also, their update, like, the lack of updates was starting to become concerning and not a feature. Lawrence System points out, do you want your firewall to update all the time? Because that's a lot of patching you have to do. It's like, he's not wrong. It's like he's smart. Okay. So, we have our pull request submitted. I've done my ranting about Netgate this week. I think the hard part is it's like watching your friend make bad choices. It's like, no, I want you to be better. Please. Okay. Suricata use JSON as input. Telegraf notes. OpenSense telegraf. Input.xml. Boom. Now I need to copy that file path, save my notes. Yeah, shout out to the Netgate team, shout out to OpenSense. Actually, not so much shout out to the Netgate team. We're at a good stopping point, it's been an hour. It's been real streaming, it's been nice just chilling, doing some software stuff, hitting the kitty. Glad that most of the hard documentation's done, and now I just need to commit the dashboards, but that'll either be this weekend's if I have downtime during Easter, or just whenever's project. Yeah. You'll probably look to see more commits coming from my day job, but since that probably has client information or like OBSEC leaks written all over it, you'll probably just see those as code commits, but yeah. Have a good day, everybody.